Ladies and gentlemen, welcome and thank you for joining today's conference, VSPS Canadian Importer Broker Training, Getting Your Level 1 e-Authentication Access and VSPS Importer Role. Please note that all participant lines will be muted until the Q&A portion of the call. We'll provide you with instructions on how to ask a verbal question at that time. You are welcome to submit written questions during the presentation, and these will be addressed during Q&A. To submit a written question, use the chat panel on the right-hand side of your screen. Choose All Panelists from the Send To drop-down menu. If you require technical assistance, send a note to the event producer or call our help desk at 888-796-6118. With that, I'll turn the call over to Tracy Samuelson, IT Specialist. Please go ahead.
Welcome, everyone. Glad you're able to join. Again, my name is Tracy Samuelson. I'm an IT specialist for USDA APHIS Veterinary Services. I've been working with the feeder cattle project since it started last fall. The process is first getting your level 1 e-authentication account and setting up your VSPS profile and importer role in VSPS. That's what we'll be going through this morning. That document was also sent out to everyone ahead of time in case people wanted to go through it. But we'll be going through it now, and then if people have questions, they can ask at the end of the webinar. Then this afternoon, we'll be going through how to create the spreadsheet template of animals and how to get that information into VSPS. So any person that is entering information into VSPS for animals coming into the U.S. will need the importer role in VSPS. If you're a broker or a veterinarian that is entering information for the importer, you will also need the importer role. Since we're in the United States, and you're importing animals into the U.S., that's why it's called an importer role. You're exporting cattle from Canada, but you're importing them into the United States, so that's why it's called the importer, and our documentation and everything calls it the importer. I've had a few questions about that, so I just wanted to kind of clarify why we call you importer when in Canada you are called exporter. So just wanted to hopefully clear that up. So first, creating your level 1 e-authentication account. If you don't have an account, you go to the website listed in the document, www.eauth.usda.gov, and apply for level 1 access. The website will guide you through the steps needed to create your account. So if you first click on create an account link, the next page there is a few options, but you want to click on the register for a level 1 account. Then this page goes over user information, contact information, and login information. Required fields are listed with a red app. They're listed in red and have an asterisk. Towards the top of the screen, there's a Privacy Act statement link and public burden statement link that you can click on. It will go through how your personal information will be protected. And just keep in mind for the password, it tells you what characters are not allowed, and it gives you the password requirements once you click in that password box. You then want to answer the security questions. These questions you will want to save the answers to, because you will need these if you ever need to reset your e-authentication password. When you're at the login screen, there's a forgot password link. And the only way to reset it is if you know your security questions. If you didn't know your security questions, you would have to start the process over by creating another level 1 authentication account. So please keep this information in a safe place. The next page goes over verifying your user information. And again, this is a page that would be good to print out to have in case you need it in the future. If anything needs to be updated, you click on the Edit button. Otherwise, if it looks good, you would click on Submit. The next page is a confirmation page. You can also print this page out just to keep with your records. It goes over your user ID and email address and some information on the confirmation email that you'll be receiving. So this is the email that you'll be getting. It usually arrives fairly quickly. It's a good idea just to go and activate your account right away. It does say to wait 10 minutes, but we have found that, normally you can go to your email and click on that Activate My Account link right away. If it does say you need to wait, then wait the 10 minutes, but typically you can just activate my account. And you must do it within 7 days of receiving the email. If you wait longer than 7 days, again, you would have to start the process over. After clicking on the Activate Your Account link in that email, it takes you to a page that says your account is activated. It just goes over your user ID and email again. And then it says to wait 20 minutes before using the account. But again, we found that typically people can just go to this next step without waiting 20 minutes. So you can go ahead and try it when you do get your account activated. So the next step is creating your VSPS profile and requesting the importer role in VSPS. This gives the VSPS website, the vsapps.efs.usda.gov/VSPS, and then you would click on the Login button. And then towards the top right of the screen, you would want to use the user ID and password section. And again, under that, the password area, there's the I forgot my user ID link, or if you forgot your password link. You can click on either of those if you're having trouble getting in, and there's also a change my password if you wanted to change your password. It also does prompt you to update your password I think it's every 3 months. And keep in mind that if you don't log in at least once a year, your account will be inactivated. And if it becomes inactivated, there's no way to reactivate it, and you'd have to create a new account. So please always log in at least once a year. It would be a good idea to do it at least once a month, put a reminder on your calendar or something. So once you're logged into VSPS the first time, you only have to fill out the profile one time. The required fields are marked with a red asterisk. For country, when you select Canada, the state is not currently populating with the Canada provinces. So to get around that, for now, if you go to state and it's still listing United States states, just select one of the states to get through that section and submit it. Once we get that fixed, there's a way to go back into your personal profile and user information. You can update that at a later time. So you just click on submit, and then since the provinces aren't showing up correctly, you may get an error warning, which is fine. You can just continue going here. So you click on personal profile on the left. and then click on My Roles. And at the top of the screen, you would click on the Request a Role tab, and then you see a list of roles. An importer is a few down, so you'd find importer, and to the right of that, there's a Request Role link, so you'd want to click on that. And on this screen, you don't really need to enter any remarks or anything. You can just click on the Request button. And you'll see next to the importer role that was requested, the status is requested. Once the role is approved, you can go back into your personal profile and My Roles, and you'll see this Current Roles page, and the status would say approved. And that typically happens within 24 hours. Our help desk has to go in and approve those. No email confirmation is sent to you, so you can just go back in. Sometimes it'll be later that day, but go in and check the next day to see if it's approved. If more than 2 days have gone by, you can contact the help desk that approves the roles. It's the MCAS help desk at that phone number, the 1-877-944-8457, option 2. Or you can email the help desk at help@afis.usda.gov, and in the subject line put VS IT Systems and VSPS Importer, so they know where to route it. So the people that approve those roles will get that email. And for any problems or questions when you're in VSPS, you can email this email address. It's vs.vsps.u.s.imports.help@afis.usda.gov. So I guess we can open up for questions on the call or chat.
And just a reminder, to submit a written question, use the chat panel on the right-hand side of your screen. Choose All Panelists from the Send To drop-down menu. We do not have any written questions. And if you'd like to ask a verbal question, please press #2 to submit yourself into the verbal queue. Once again, that's #2. And we did receive a question from Benji. As a customs broker, should we only request importer as our role?
Yes. Everyone that is entering information into VSPS will be requesting the importer role. So if you're, a Canadian exporter, exporting into the U.S., we call you an importer, so it's the importer role. Brokers that are entering for them, veterinarians, everyone gets the importer role, just to kind of keep it simple.
Reminder, if you'd like to ask a verbal question, please press #2 on your telephone keypad. At this time, there are no questions in the queue.
Okay, well, thanks everyone for joining, and we will see you guys at the next second session this afternoon at 1 o'clock Central Time, which will be going over adding your animal information to the new template, and then creating the importation request in VSPS and uploading your animals and all the information on how to get that completed. So thank you everyone for joining.
Thank you for joining today's conference. The call has now concluded. You may disconnect.